Well, hello! My name is Rachel and I'm a full-time art teacher. In May of last year, I went to 2 different teacher job fairs. Keep on watching for my experience with these 2 different job fairs and how I knew I got the job. Am I even filming? Okay, go. So. First, I want to talk about teacher job fairs. Not all school districts do this because I have definitely gone on my share of teacher interviews. I think that past year I went on about 30 teacher interviews. Not all of them were in job fairs, but most of them were from the job fairs that I did go to. They'll tell you on the school district's website how the hiring process works and if there's a job fair to go to or not. For the first district's job fair, it was all online. You would just sign up for which interviews you would want to go on. At the first job fair, I had, I think, 4 interviews and I didn't get any job offers from the job fair, the first job fair that I went on. And I'm actually very happy that I didn't because I love the school district that I'm at now. The first interview at this job fair was horrible, but I'm so happy I did not get that job because, oh gosh, I just remember walking in to this interview and there was one desk right in the middle of the classroom and then about 8 other desks around that desk in like a semicircle. There was a teacher at each of those desks. It was like I was being interrogated by all these teachers. The teachers did not seem to like me right off the bat and I felt very, very small, and I think even during the interview, I was like, oh goodness, I don't think this is going well, but if they do hire me, I don't think I'm gonna want to work here. So yeah, I'm really happy I didn't get that job. The other interviews that I had at this job fair were pretty unmemorable. Now for the good part. The second job fair that I went to was for the district that I'm at now, and I love this school district. This school district has got it going on, y'all. I used to work at a different school district that had nothing going on, okay? They did not have their together, okay? They did not. I actually knew that I wanted to be part of the school district the moment that I walked in. It was very organized. This job fair was a 3-day thing. So the first day, we walked in first to the auditorium, and that's when the superintendent spoke to us all, gave us information about how the job fair was going to go. But he also encouraged teachers to apply for positions that they weren't even certificated in. And that is what got my attention because I actually don't even have a certificate for teaching art, and that is the job that I got. That was my dream job. Whenever I started the art position, it was considered a high need subject area, which means that they need more teachers for it. I got paid a little bit extra that year, and I have 3 years to take the art praxis test for it. My ears perked up so much whenever he said, like, apply for all these subject areas that we need teachers at, and they had a lot of art openings. So after he did his whole speech, we went straight to the gym where they had so many booths open, and each booth was a different school in the school district. But beforehand, you get to look at which openings there are. So I went to all the booths that had an art opening, and that was going to be my focus. So the job fair, like I said, lasted 3 days. The first day was this sort of like orientation kind of thing. The second and the third day were meant for just the interviews. I only signed up for interviews on that second day because this school district was about 2 hours away from where I was currently living, and luckily my boyfriend's house was just an hour away, so I was staying with him during this whole process. And this matters because I had that third day free because I didn't know how it was going to work before, but I had that third day free. You'll see why it matters in just a second. So I signed up for, I think, 11 or 12 interviews for that second day, and the interviews were meant to last about 10 or 15 minutes each. It was exhausting. One of the last interviews ran so late because the principal of the school was just sitting there making notes not even calling me into the room. I just was looking at the clock. Oh my goodness, I have to get to the next interview in like 5 minutes. And I didn't want to be late to any of them because that's a little bit unprofessional, but it's not my fault. This guy's not prompt, you know? It wasn't even a great interview at all. It was for an art position. I don't know if he just didn't care about art or what. He was literally just sitting there staring at me and sort of asking questions very routinely. He was not friendly. He wasted a lot of my time. I ran to the next interview just to show my face so I could tell them like, look, I was running late. But here's the thing. Okay, the next interview that I had after that, I only had 5 minutes to talk to them, and I knew that the one after that interview was the one that I really wanted. I'm so happy that I made it to that interview on time because I almost didn't because of this one interview. So I had to tell this other interview, like the one right in the middle, I had to tell them like, look, this one ran late and I really need to make it to the next one. Can we just like, they were very fine about it. Like, I don't know, they didn't really seem to care that much, like, or they didn't hire me, like whatever. It's fine. I barely made it on time to this interview that changed my life. I ran. This was my second to last interview, and it was my dream school. I was looking at this school months before I was even considering becoming a teacher again. Something about this school drew me in, and this was a high school. I don't even have certification to teach high school at all, or art, like I said earlier, but I remember thinking, wouldn't it be so awesome to just somehow be able to teach high school art at this school? Because that had always been my dream job. Teaching high school art, because little kids, I just can't do it. Y'all, I cannot. So I knew that I really needed to knock this interview out of that park. Okay. So I get into this interview. The principal is a tall dude, looks nice. He's nice. Vice principal, also very nice lady. And during this interview, honestly, all I did was talk about art. I was extremely passionate about teaching art. Like, I was just very passionate. So the vice principal and the principal are interviewing me. It's going okay at the beginning. This is so dumb. I was a little intimidated at first, but the principal had on long, tall, funny socks. I remember glancing down and seeing those funny socks and thinking, these are my people. Like, they're real. They don't take themselves too seriously. They wear funny socks. I have a big sock collection. It's important to me. It's important stuff. And that's kind of like whenever I started loosening up is whenever I noticed the principal's socks. They are great people, by the way. The school that I work at, it truly is like a big family. It's laid back, but they got it under control at the same time. And that is so important. Here is when I knew that I got this job. They asked me during the interview how I would incorporate technology into teaching art, because no one really thinks about that whenever they think about art. I, at the time, was working on a master's degree in educational technology. Their eyes kind of lit up whenever I said that. This school is very focused on integrating technology into all subject areas. So I think that's another thing that helped me big time to get this job. And the principal looks at me and he says, well, we'd like you to come and see the art department in all of the art classrooms. Would you be available to come to the school tomorrow for a tour? And I'm like, ah. And I noticed that the vice principal gave him a look like, I said, yeah, I'm off tomorrow. So of course I can come and see the school. Yeah. I get to the school. I was walking around like a lost puppy. I had no idea how to get in. All the doors are locked from the outside. You need like a special ID to get into any of the doors. Oh my goodness. They're gonna think that I'm not coming. But as fate would have it, I see someone. Help me, please. Help me. And it just happened to be one of the other art teachers in the art department. So he let me in and he says, oh, are you the new art teacher? And I'm like, hope so. Well, it's not official yet. We walk around the school. The other two art teachers in my department are walking with me and the two of the vice principals. So we're walking around looking at all the art classrooms. The first one that we walked in, the vice principal says, "So this would be your classroom." I just remember being so happy and excited because it really sounded like I was about to get this job, you know? I had been on 30 teacher interviews, and this was the moment. This was the moment. So we looked around some more. Whenever it was time to wrap things up, the vice principal did look at me and she said, "Well, it's not official yet, but you would be the one that we are choosing. We're going to be choosing you for this job." Yeah. I basically told her, "Y'all are the ones that I would pick too. Don't even worry. I am definitely here for this. Off the record, I'm saying yes." Don't worry. I will be accepting the position. Honestly, it was like all the stars just aligned that day. Right after that, like I said, I had to move 2 hours away for this. And there were a set of apartments that I had been looking at. I did still want to go check these apartments out. And like I said, the stars aligned. I got my dream apartment in the area as well. I got a great view and it's a good price too for the view. Anyway, yes, the stars aligned. I got my dream job as a high school art teacher. And a year later, I still feel like I have died and gone to heaven.
I mean, I honestly had to pinch myself almost. I was thinking to myself, did I get into a car accident and die? And this is, now I'm in heaven because I just got my dream job as a high school art teacher that I've been wanting since I was a child. Like, I've been wanting to do this forever.
All I gotta say is if you really put your mind to something, you can totally achieve whatever you're out there for. I'm gonna be making a video about all the art jobs I've had in the past to get me where I am today, because again, I don't even have certification in art, but I do have experience. So it's not just like they gave it to me. I have some things going on. If y'all have any questions about teacher job fairs or anything about my experience getting hired as a high school art teacher, let me know in the comments. I will answer any questions you throw at me. Subscribe for more teacher related and lifestyle videos. And thank you so much for watching this story time of how I got my dream job as a high school art teacher. Bye.